Here, Mr. Gander.
Yes?
Come and smell this pretty flower I have in my buttonhole.
Oh, very well. It's very nice. Doesn't smell of anything, though.
Keep sniffing. I'll get it in a minute. No, don't go away. Oh, flipping thing. Nothing works these days. It's supposed to... Oh, God. The bulb's burst in my pocket.
Hey, Dave. Come and get it.
I've wet all my trousers.
Yes, well, it's the excitement, I suppose. Now, if you'll just form an orderly queue, one behind the other for preference. Now, there's your salary, Mr. Gander, if you just sign the book.
Thank you very much, Mrs.
And
Alcock.
there's your wages, Ernest, if you'll just make your mark.
I can write my name. It's not double writing, but it's perfectly illegible.
Now, you see, I've docked 5 pence from your salary, Mr. Gander. That's for damage to office property.
I mean, what office property?
Well, you've just torn up a perfectly good pay envelope.
Yes, I know.
And it's mainly to pay for this letter spike that you damaged.
Yes, I am sorry about that, you see, but it was on the chair, and I went to sit down, and,
Fatal.
P-A-Y-E, £2. P-A-Y-E, pinch half your earnings. Hey, what about that rise you promised me? You said absolutely, definitely, for certain I'd have it this week.
But did I use the word positively?
No?
Well, there you are, then.
You see, look, Ernest, Mrs. Alcock would like nothing better than to give us both a substantial rise. Now, isn't that true?
Yes, I'm thinking it over.
Right, thank you. But you see, she's got to think of the government norm.
Who?
Coupled with the fact that this firm, from a profits point of view, it's, well, how shall I put it?
Inchstock?
Yes.
Well, that's all very well, but how far do you expect this to go?
About 100 yards, the nearest betting shop. Go and make the tea, Ernest.
Actually, Miss Alcock, that does bring me to a point.
Yes?
I'd like to discuss with you. I've been taking a course in business efficiency at night school.
Oh, really?
Yes, it should have been French, but I went through the wrong door.
Oh, well, c'est la vie.
What does that mean?
Never mind. Go on.
Well, you see, if this firm is going to make a profit, we've got to turn this whole office upside down.
I don't think that the landlord would like that.
No. Modern methods, Mrs. Alcock, modern methods. See, what we've got to do, we've got to pull our finger out, so I'd like to be given a free hand.
Well, if you pull your finger out, you'll have one. But you know, when you talk like this, you remind me of my dear husband, Alfred.
Oh, really? Really? He was in favour of progress.
Oh, yes. Do you know, he was the first man in England to be run over by one of the modern buses.
Oh.
Bless him.
Yes, well, actually, Mrs. Alcock, all I want is a chance for me to put some of my ideas into practice.
Well, go on, then.
Thank you.
Chewing gum? Who's parked their chewing gum on my husband?
Everyone is beautiful in their own way.
That's it. I've done it. Just give me the go-ahead. I can do anything I please.
Sooner you than me, mate.
Yes, time and motion studies, critical path analysis. Oh, what I need now is a complete breakdown.
You sure you haven't had one?
Ernest, look, let's say, for example, that this ashtray is your desk, right? And this tin of itching powder... Oh, dear. Sorry. This tin of itching powder is you. Now, it takes you 12 seconds to get from that desk to sit back at your ashtray. Sorry, your desk. Now, you see, that time is itching powder.
That's right, it's a little hobby of mine.
What, itching?
No, jokes and things. Yeah, wait till you see this one. It don't half make people laugh. Make a host of new friends with this, it says. There. God! Clever, isn't it? It's only 18 pence.
Well, come along, then. Where's the tea?
Oh, sorry. Here we are. It's your turn for the one with the handle.
Thank you. If I were you, I'd get that thing seen to.
No sense of humour, some people. Yeah, I bought a rubber rat yesterday.
No, please. I've got to get on with my, with all my progressing.
I think you spilt some of that.
Morning, Ernest.
Morning, Hitler.
Would you mind clocking me?
It'd be a pleasure. It's a daft idea, this is. I mean, the clock's been stopped for a fortnight.
Yes, only because somebody jammed it with chewing gum. Anyway, Ernest, you see, it's the principle of the thing. Now, please, may I see your identity card?
Yeah, and this is daft and all. I mean, you know it's me. Mrs. Alcock hasn't got a moustache.
Nevertheless, that's what all the big firms do. Now, let me see. Yes, that is you.
Well, no, it is.
Fine. Now, you should ask to see mine.
You're bloody balmy, you are.
Listen, Ernest, if we're to, expand and have lots of people working for us, we may not know each other now.
All right, where's your card?
I left it at home so you can look at it twice tomorrow. Good morning, Mrs. Alcock.
Good morning.
Haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, yes. I've decided that management doesn't have to clock in. Yeah?
What about your identity card?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yes, management doesn't need those either.
Yes, well, technically, I'm management too, so, that leaves you, Ernest. Right, have you seen my latest calculations?
No.
Now, I've worked out this firm could manage just as efficiently with 25% less staff.
But there's only 3 of us. I can't very well sack Ernest and keep his legs.
No, but you could take on an extra 5, which would give you 8, and then you could sack 2.
But then we'd have twice as many as we've got now.
Yes, there does seem to be a flaw there somewhere.
Here, who's left all this rubbish on my desk?
Thank you, Ernest. Thank you very much. There we are, Mrs. Alcock. Lesson 3. Music increases output.
Oh. Clara Butt. Land of hope and glory.
Yes, and I'm afraid that's all my landlady had.
Oh, this is daft. This office used to be one big happy family.
I know, and it's got to stop. Right, here we go. Background music.
I know the words to that.
And so do I. Is this supposed to increase efficiency?
Well, it seemed to work all right in the dairies. It made the cows very content. So I'm not suggesting that you are, but, sorry, do you fancy Ronnie Ronald in a monastery garden?
Not on a gold-plated ground sheet. Now, let's forget the whole idea.
Now, listen, what about open plan offices, then?
God.
Yes, you see, that's the whole big idea now with all the new firms, open plan offices. Now, if we were to knock this wall down...
But that's load-bearing. Do you think we'd work better if the roof fell in?
Oh, I see. All right, well, my next idea, you see, is to measure Ernest's critical path.
But he's rather ticklish.
No, the distance he travels per day. May I show you?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Right.
What are suggestions?
Now, I want you to assume that this is Ernest and that is the office door.
Well, I'll try. It's difficult.
Yes, right. Now, if you'd like to come on to the end of that, please, Ernest. Hold on to the end of that. Now, he has to come up the stairs and go from this door to his desk many times a day, right? Now, if we can rearrange things, even cutting off a foot, it might help.
He's not cutting my foot off. Oh, sorry.
Are you sure you've got this right, Mr. Gander?
Yes, I'm just trying to work out precisely how long... Oh, sir, good morning. I'm trying to work out precisely how long it takes to come up those stairs.
Oh, I can tell you that, dear. I've got it down to a fine art.
Hello, Colette. How's business?
All picking up.
Yes, well, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yes. Hang on a minute, love. You have to watch them, or they start without you.
As I was saying, Mrs. Alcock, sorry, what was I saying?
Oh, forget it,
But
Mr.
Mrs.
Gander.
Alcock, really,
We're just wasting time. Now, what are you up to?
I was just putting a suggestion in a suggestion box for Mr. Gander.
I don't think that's physically possible.
Ernest, that's very rude. And there are 2 F's in stuffed.
Now, what about this? What's this supposed to prove?
Right, this is a graph showing profits. Now, you'll notice here in March, there was a very heavy nosedive. Now, it might be worth asking yourself, what happened in March?
You joined the firm.
Yes, well, if you'd like to look a little bit further on, there's even a worse nose drop, you see. Now, what happened then?
Well, you started your efficiency drive. And I'm going to end it.
Mrs. Alcock, I've been up night after night working on those figures, and now you're simply just going to throw them out of the window?
Not as long as the waste paper basket's handy.
But I sort of saw myself as a troubleshooter.
Well, you've troubleshot and missed. And now we've got to get back to normal.
All right, and very well. In that case, you leave me no alternative. No, please, allow me. I'm giving you a week's notice, Mrs. Alcock. I resign.
found yourself another job yet?
No, not yet, but I have got rather an important interview this afternoon with Pressingham Investments in Threadneedle Street.
Never heard of them.
Really? Really? Well, Pressingham, they're one of the, largest... Oh, good God. Sardine and tomato. Every day it's the same.
Well, why don't you get your landlady to make something different?
I make them myself.
Here, I'll swap you one of mine for one of yours.
Well, what you got?
Rhubarb and cornflakes.
I shan't go to that butcher again. He handled my tongue without washing his hands.
Nasty.
Then he tried to force his fatty rump on me.
Mrs. Alcock, I'm owed a half an hour because I didn't take my tea breaks on the day I was away ill, so I'd like to take it this afternoon.
He's got an appointment. Pressingham in Threadneedle Street.
Oh, well, we mustn't keep him from that, must we? Off we go, Mr. Gander.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Alcock.
Hey, you haven't finished your sandwiches.
I haven't got time now. Now, keep your fingers crossed, and I'll see you later.
Well, not even this one. Look. Oh, it's got a little rubber spider in it.
Clerical worker required. 18... 16 pounds a week. Come in.
It's me, Mrs. Alcock. I've been cogitating in the outer office.
It'll sap your strength, you know.
What I mean, with Mr. Gander going at the end of the week, I was wondering if I might perhaps fill his shoes.
What with?
What I mean is, I would like promotion. Upwards. What can he do that I can't?
Read and write?
Well, apart from that, Monty couldn't read and he did all right for himself.
Field Marshal Montgomery?
Well, Monty Higgins runs the bob down the tubes. All I want is a chance, Mrs. Alcock.
Well, it's not that you're incapable of doing the job. Well, you are, really. But you lack a certain... je ne sais quoi.
Well, I could get one.
No, I'm going to advertise the vacancy in the newsagent's window, as Mr. Gander seems determined to leave.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Will you take a seat, please?
Yes, right. Excuse me, I wonder if you could oblige me with a light, please.
Certainly.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's no smoking there.
What? Oh, yes. No ashtray either.
Well, there wouldn't be, would there?
No. Are you applying for a job too?
Yes. Do tell me, I've been trying to place that tie. Is it Christ's?
No, it's mine.
Christ's College, Cambridge.
Oh, I see, yes. Well, it might be. I bought it in Woolworths.
The only reason I ask is because I have heard they prefer Cambridge men to Oxford men. Which are you?
Arnott Street Secondary Modern, which I do believe is a little bit nearer Cambridge.
Next applicant, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gander, will you go in, please?
Right.
Best of luck, old man.
Thank you very much.
Your fly's open.
What?
Do sit down, Mr. Gander.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Yes, that too. About the cigarette, I did light it outside, but I didn't smoke it, honestly.
Quiet.
So, I'll just put it out. I'm terribly sorry.
Good afternoon, Mr. Grimes. I wonder if you'd put that advert in your window for me, please.
Oh, yes. Clerical worker required. £16 a week. Apply Mrs. Alcock at Sweeney House, Cheese Alley, West 1.
Yes.
What does it mean, eh?
Hello. Exactly what it says.
Oh. I'll put it up then. Anything else you like?
Oh, wild birds. Do you know I've got a thrush in my garden? It'll take crumbs from my... No, I don't think so.
Please yourself. Oi, you've been looking at them for nearly an hour. You going to buy something or what?
Oh, yes, I'll have this.
Hello, Vicar.
Church Times. Hello, Mrs. Alcock. Just popped in for a packet of curiously strong peppermints.
What else?
Yes, quite. Well, I must rush. Busy, you know. Harvest Festival. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Vicar. Dirty old devil.
Now, Mr. Gander, what actually are your educational qualifications?
Yes, well, you know, I think that personality and a lively mind, you know, they're far more important than mere academic.
Yes, no qualifications.
I have got an O-level in woodwork.
Not a lot of woodwork in investment consultancy.
No.
No. C'est la vie. However, Mr. Pressingham.
My name is Johnson. Mr. Pressingham is dead.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. May I offer my sincere condolences?
He died in 1790.
I see. I'm a bit late.
Yes. I presume you've had some experience of double-entry bookkeeping.
Well, you know, as I said before, I think personality and a lively mind.
Yes.
No experience.
Look, the point is, Mr. Johnson...
Look, please, may I be frank?
Very well, Frank. Now, you see, Frank, I'm prepared to put myself out.
It would save us calling the commissioner.
Well, I'll be off then. You know, I was very good at raffia work at school. Perhaps you'd like to sort of put that down as well. So sorry. Sorry. So I'll be hearing from you, Frank. Will I? And goodbye, Mr.
Pullet.
Mr. Pullet. Yes. If any of you've got O-levels in woodwork, I wouldn't bother mentioning it. It's amazing how much rubbish you find in your drawers.
You speak for yourself.
Yeah, it's your last day, isn't it?
Yes.
What are you going to do?
Well, you know, I know I've been turned down by 1 or 2 firms.
17 firms.
Yes, well, but I have at least had one definite offer.
Sandwich board man for the railway lost property.
Well, it's better than walking the streets. I'll be off then, Mrs. Alcock.
Oh, yes. Have you found another position for yourself?
Well, you know, it's just a question of picking and choosing, really. I have been offered a rather important advertising post with the British Rail.
Sounds as if you'd be taking a lot on your shoulders.
Have you found anyone to take over my position here yet?
No, but I'm advertising.
Colette, Swedish massage.
Well, I'm sorry to see you go, Mr. Gander. I've never told you this before, but I've always wanted a son.
Well, you're still a very attractive lady. You know, and I should think some lucky chap, perhaps a little bit older than myself, would be only too willing to... Oh, son, me a son.
Leave it, Mr. Gander.
Yes, I'm sorry. I have in fact prepared a short speech to mark the occasion of my leaving, which I have left at home because this is the laundry list.
Yes, well, I think a small brandy would be in order. Now, let's see. Sherry, gin, whiskey... Ah, here we are, brandy. Ernest's been helping himself again.
Excuse me. This is Sweeney House, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll come about the card in the newsagent's window.
Card? Oh, yeah, go on through. She's in there. Knock on the door.
Yeah. And cheers, Mr. Gander.
Cheers. God, by Jove.
Excuse me. I'll come about the card in the newsagent's window.
Oh, splendid. Do come in.
Well, I'll be off then, Mrs. Alcock, and thank you very much for everything. makes your eyes water.
Does she?
Sit yourself down. That's it. You're the first person who's come in answer to my card.
What about him?
Oh, he's been with me 3 months.
Lord almighty.
Yes, I mean, he's been very satisfactory, but he suddenly got obsessed by new techniques.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I mean, one of the things he suggested would have brought the ceiling down on us.
He's only a little fella too, isn't he?
Coming in and out of this office, measuring the size of it, seeing how long it took me to come across.
Disgraceful.
Yes, well, anyway, on to you. Now, have you done this sort of thing before? In an office, I mean.
Oh, no, never in an office. I've been wondering about that.
Yes, well, I can show you the ropes.
Oh, no, I'm not interested in that sort of thing. How much money is it?
£16.
Oh, I can't afford that.
Oh, no, I pay you.
Yeah? I've been looking for someone like you all my life.
There'll be a week in hand, of course. How soon can you start?
I'm game whenever you are.
I mean, would Monday be suitable?
I was thinking right away.
Oh, well, yes, you're keen. I like that. Now then, I'll just take down your particulars.
Well, I'll be off then, Ernest. That's it. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Gander. Oh, I've got you a little going-away present.
Ernest, you shouldn't have, really. A whoopee electric buzzer.
You fit it in the palm of your hand. See? Give your friends a nasty shock. It's a million laughs.
Do you know, that's the nicest present anybody's ever given me.
Here, put it on. Give me a shock.
No,
Go
no,
on,
no, I couldn't.
It'll cheer you up.
I think I'm going to cry.
And there's the door.
Funny woman.
He put his hand on my knee.
Blimey, he must be hard up.
Well, I'll be off then, Mrs. Alcock. I'm going. Leaving. Forever.
Yes, right home, Mr. Gander.
Goodbye then, Mrs. Alcock.
Oh, for crying out loud. Look here, pull yourselves together.
What?
Well, someone's got to sort you two out. Look, he don't want to go. You don't want him to go, but you're both too bleeding proud to admit it. Oh, shut up and listen for once. Now, why don't you both admit you've been hasty and make it up? Then we can all get back to normal.
He is right, Mrs. Alcock.
Yes, I think he is, Richard. For once. Shall we?